So we're here with Carl Lewis. Is cross country is not your normal home?
Yeah, who'd have thunk it? Over here. Obviously being head coach at the University of Houston, we're excited about building a program. This is my second year, and wanted to come with actually and support our distance coach and cross country coach, Kyle Gibson. And that's really why we're here. And also we have a couple of English kids that one's on the team now. Yeah. And one will be on the team next year, so we're excited.
Yeah, because it's a path that more and more young athletes are taking to head towards college and to go down that route.
Well, one of the things about sports, period, it's a global entity, and universities in Houston, in the United States, have historically had athletes from all around the world. And now we have a program that's obviously really focused on sprints, hurdles, and jumps. We wanted to broaden that a little bit with a new coach. So we're excited about being able to give those people an opportunity to get an education, because that's extremely important, as well as develop themselves in a world-class facility.
Yeah, what do you make of what you've seen today? How does British sort of cross country?
Well, I'm the wrong person to ask about it. I'll just say I'm glad it's not as cold and wet as it could have been. It's kind of interesting to see cross country, because obviously it's so different than what we deal with on the track. But it's exciting. I mean, it's a different thing, and it's exciting to see the people. I've been to so many road races. Obviously, I've started the New York Marathon. I've done these things, but even that is not like cross country. So it's really unique and interesting to be here.
Was it something you ever did at all?
Well, I always say that I don't run farther than I can hold my breath. So this is not for me. But that doesn't mean that I can't respect it and like it and really see the hard work and dedication and the differences it is between track and field.
Yeah, and when it comes to, we're coming towards the end of what's been another amazing year for track and fields globally. Who's really sort of impressed you this summer?
Well, I don't really get into building people up, because once I do, then it's like, why didn't you say me? But I will say that performance-wise, things are doing really well, and I think that obviously there are a tremendous amount of challenges for the sport to actually be successful. But we hope that the next Olympics will be good. I know Paris is going to be fantastic, and I just hope the athletes can find a way to carve out more of a space in the global economic side of sports, because it could be better for them.
Yeah, I mean, you were someone who, became famous globally, was able to sort of go, above and beyond the sport in terms of the profile you had. Do you see that as being an increasing challenge for people like Noah Lyles? He does make headlines, but maybe not as many as we would like him to see.
Well, I mean, you have to understand is that we're in an area now where kids grow up in social media, and they believe that likes and followers is really what it is, and it really isn't. Because on the internet, I think it's incredible to have social media. I wish I would have had it, so it's a great thing to have. But the bottom line is that you're talking to each other. You're not talking to the world. You have to go beyond what social media is, and I think that's the big miss our sport has. We're not talking to the rest of the world. We're just talking to each other, and so as that happens, the sport continues to diminish, and we're not really building on it. But I mean, the thing is that if you have to talk about yourself, well, then you're not broadening. And if you're not talking about something that's interesting, he had a tremendous season where he had the triple this year. It was great. I mean, fabulous to watch. I thought he had an outstanding season. And yet we're still, once you get back to American football, then everything goes away. And I think that's the thing that athletes have to understand. You have to find ways to appeal beyond just track and field, whether it's through endorsements, whether it's through appearances and all kinds of things. And they're trying some things new. But the reality is that as a sport as a whole has to do a much, much better job at promoting itself, so that more investment, more people, more sponsors, and more fans come to see it.
Are there any sort of obvious ways that you could see, sort of any quick wins that you could see for track and field in that space?
Yeah, well, I think the number one issue is we need to do away with the Diamond League. I think that's the biggest hindrance to the expansion of the sport, because what it does, it gives the federation a chance to basically cannibalize all of the track meets in the world. It should be different. It should be independent. IAAF should look at the role and the idea of what other professional sports do. What they do is they have an organization who's their marketing arm, and then the teams pull themselves. Well, instead of that, we brought all the teams inside, and we're not marketing. So I think that's the first thing. Eliminate the Diamond League, go back to individual meets, have the World Athletics, which I think will never happen, is become a marketing arm because of the way the federation system's cut up. So the only way that happens is we break up the federation system and create an organization whose job, the sole job, is to promote and to build the sport.
Yeah.